Hey guys, it's Dex from Gaslamp Ball here. We're continuing our conversation with Kevin Goldstein from Baseball Prospectus. Next question. Kevin, what about a salary cap?
I'm very much against a salary cap or anything like that. It just goes back to the whole, what I really believe about how much money teams make. And it's up, I don't think any of the players are overpaid. I think it's up to you. There's tons of money flying around professional sports, and there's tons of money flying around professional baseball. So now, who do you want to get the money? Because the money's there. You can either the players can get it, or crazy rich people that own the team can get it. It's up to you, because the money's going somewhere. I think it should go to the players. And so, I'm against a salary cap. I think that doesn't really do anything constructive for the game. All it does is put more money in owners' pockets. That would be the only purpose of a salary cap.
Right. So the whole idea of trying to acquire cost controlled stars that you control. This is really, it sounds like, and correct me if I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it sounds like this is just a way of playing, kind of just working.
There certainly are different stratuses. I'm not saying I think the Padres could afford Prince Fielder, because they can't. But I just don't want to. I'm just not interested in the poor me act either.
Right.
And so it does make sense for a team like the Padres or other teams to focus on getting their own stars. And the other interesting part is, just like we've seen in America, is the eradication of the middle class in baseball, where you really do have kind of the end of the middling contract. And it's interesting, all you have are like Fielder Pujols contracts, or you have these kind of 1 year make good deals. There used to be in this day, lots of these kind of 4 year, $30 million deals.
Right.
Those are gone. And a lot of them were really bad. A lot of them were, Russ Ortiz and guys like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, think about the Cespedes deal for Oakland. No one is in worse financial situation in all of baseball than Oakland. But a 4 year, $36 million deal is actually affordable even to them. And so when a unique situation presents those deals coming available for, Oakland jumped at it. And any team can afford those. They're just kind of off the market now.
Why is that, do you think? Is that driven by the players? Because I don't think...
I think there's a lot of factors too. I think it's driven partially by the players and partially by teams, but there is very much kind of the fantasy baseball term is stars and scrubs, and there's plenty of teams where half their payroll is going to 5 guys, and the other half's going to 20 guys, and I'm not sure that's the most sustainable thing. I'm not sure it's the best thing for baseball, but I think it's where we've gone. Where you think about lots of guys making $20 million a year, and a lot of teams will have a roster, including the Padres, where you could have 10 or more guys making less than $1 million.
Right. So at that point, maybe it is one of those things that it's not such a bad thing that there's not, that we're missing a star in the system right now. In other words, if a lot of these guys are going to come up at the same time, and as a Padre fan, you want some sort of predictability from year to year, or over the next 5 years, you want to be able to say, well, hey, for 5 years, I want to see these guys, and ideally, if there's a star among them, I want to see that guy in Padre sand and sky for as long as possible. Is that maybe that model? Maybe we're seeing the return of the middle class then. I guess what I'm trying to get at, the minor league system might be driving us towards that, in that direction.
Is the Cameron Maybin deal the return of the middle class? That's becomes the question. I'm sure some of these prospects will earn Maybin-esque deals down the road. And that's the thing when you talk about. Is it good that the system doesn't have a star? Is that a problem? The system doesn't necessarily have a star. You still might get a star out of this, but I think the really good news is that with so many players coming up and so many guys who could be, just hold the role and be an everyday player and be a solid player, means the team suddenly has a higher floor. And if you have a higher floor, the fewer tweaks you need to make to go from average to competitive. It says that the Padres can be a consistently pretty good team, and therefore they'll have to do fewer things to be a playoff contender, as opposed to a team with a few good players who's winning 70 games, where you need a miracle to turn that into a playoff contender.